Morning, everyone.
Good morning. Just as a heads up, I'll probably need to duck in and out, but I'm going to try to attend as much as I can and not be disrupted.
That's unacceptable, Nick. I need your full attention.
I will give you 100% of my attention for at least 50% of the time.
Perfect.
Deal.
Morning, Tyler.
Good morning.
I think we'll wait a few more minutes here and see who joins up. All right, well, it's 5 past. Let's get this road on the show. Happy New Year, everyone. As far as an agenda today, we didn't have a whole lot of ideas come out through Slack. So I made a small list based upon previous discussions and things that are out there. I'll show a document that I made regarding the migration of cloud modules from SALT to ITAM, sort of pointing out all of the different things to look out for. We can do an overview of the ITAM cloud repo and maybe see if there's any progress on the cloud PRs transitioning to master, the spreadsheet that Tyler shared inside of Slack. And then maybe talk about anything else that's out there in the world and any progress that people had looking at porting over other clouds to ITAM, and go from there. So I'll put myself on the spot first. Go ahead and share. So this document is, from what I understand, going to end up in the ITAM documents that are online. I'm not sure if it's going to be a separate spot, but I think it would nestle nicely inside of there. So I'm going to go ahead and push this up against there. But for now, we're going to look at my machine. Really just the things that I've sort of spoken about in passing, taking those and really putting them down on paper so that other people can hopefully easily digest it. talking about how the item providers are plugin subsystems for POP and how you can nest all of the code, unlike the previous salt loader where you had to keep everything in a single level. You can break that code out into smaller, more manageable chunks. The loader goes away, so we don't care about virtual anymore. Some differences in the function definitions as far as making them async and accommodating the hub. States, same thing, hub, and then also the command line arguments like test, how to access things on the hub, some error handling, checking out your imports because you probably are dealing with some salt things. And then the one thing that I couldn't really talk about because it's going to be a case-by-case basis is all of the current instance creation, deletion, and modification code is inside of the Salt Cloud modules and not the Salt Cloud State modules. So in this regard, we're going to have to sort of play it by ear, but I mentioned some things to watch out for. So I'll go ahead and get this posted up so that everybody can take a look at it and modify and comment as necessary. But any questions on that? Okay, perfect. Tyler, do you want to talk about Item Cloud a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull up my Git repo on it. Oh. And trying to figure out where I share my screen. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So we whipped up what do you call it? This is a contract repo for Item Cloud. And this kind of gives you a starting point for implementing a cloud on Item. It's really easy. So what this does is it defines functions that are necessary for any cloud provider. For example, we started with this SIG present, and all you have to do is implement a function called present in your cloud that has at least these arguments right here. And POP will enforce that this function exists on your cloud and that it has the parameters with the type specified here.
Okay, so that's basically a contract that requires that any other cloud providers that are created have a present state for virtual machines in particular?
Yes.
Okay, and in order to be compliant with that contract, it's sort of a minimum viable set of parameters. So, it looks like name of the virtual machine is a minimum, and then the provider would be, in the case of the Azure, it would be Azure RM, I guess, would be the thing that you pass in. Does that sound accurate, or what's the provider?
The provider, you wouldn't put the provider in your cloud. That's just so that, let's see. With Item Cloud, you can now call your Azure RM provider from item cloud. So you can create a state, like I see on here, you can create a state with item cloud and your provider. So if you're looking at, let me share my screen so I can do the terminal, my full screen. Cool. So if we were to create a state, you could start it like this. We've named our states, we've declared that we're using item cloud, and then we have specified the provider. And now we give our you can start a cloud like this. Does that make sense?
And then all the parameters for that particular function would be underneath of that.
Right, would be underneath the item cloud.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions on how exactly that works? All right, I have a feeling we're going to blow through the meeting today. So while we have you, Tyler, what has there been any good progress on the PRs getting merged into master or transitioned over to master? I know that last time we talked, you were going to start hitting those tickets and seeing if the people who put in the PRs could move them over. Had that been done, or do you still need assistance moving that?
I haven't been able to get onto moving the cloud PRs over because I've been focusing on other stuff going into Neon. But starting Wednesday, I should have a lot more time for that.
Okay, awesome. And did you reach out to anybody yet, or is that the first thing that you're going to do?
I didn't reach out to anybody yet. That'll be the first thing.
Okay. Well, after you ping everybody, if you don't get any bites on some of them, certainly throw some stuff in Slack, and we'll see if anybody from the community wants to jump on that.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Well, we got a small crowd today, so I think the only other thing that I really had was if there was anything else that anyone wanted to talk about, or if anybody had taken a look at porting over the other clouds. I know since the last meeting we had the holidays, New Year, so probably not a whole lot of time to do things like that. But does anybody have anything that they want to talk about, or talk about different things that they saw when trying to look at porting over other clouds? All right. Well, I'm going to give you back 44 minutes of your day then. And if anybody has anything that they'd like to talk about, definitely bring it up on Slack and we can chat about it. But, other than that, have a good day and a good weekend.
Thank you.